Hey, what's up, guys? So I did play the beta today. For the first time, I played the mode where there is no skill-based matchmaking, and I did notice a difference, but I also noticed that there are some hackers. There are some people that are using walls, aimbot, but it's not as bad as if it was in the skill-based matchmaking. Whereas, you get paired up in these lobbies, you can stay in these lobbies, or you could just try to find a new lobby. But in skill-based matchmaking, couple matches in, and you're already against like the most difficult lobby. And if you really do good in the match, you're going to be put in with a bunch of hackers. So I could say it's an improvement, but I could also say that with everything going on with Microsoft right now, with the price hikes, the consoles, the retailers just giving up on these consoles, the Game Pass going up, the ROG Ally X that I'm picking up in a couple of days. My concern is that everything is going in the wrong direction, and that's the energy that even this Call of Duty, this beta, is projecting. It's almost as if everything that goes on inside the internal of the business affects everything outside, and I'm feeling those vibes. I'm hearing about more and more employees going to be laid off, and this is what happens when a company buys something without knowing what they're getting involved in. That's exactly why all this is happening. And who would have known that the game that we would always play and enjoy, and never in 100 years did we think it was going to go downhill the way it is right now. And Battlefield 6 is right around the corner, and with Battlefield 6, it's one of those things where, as of right now, hold on a second, guys. Alright, so the whole concept of Battlefield 6 releasing around this time, you could honestly say that all this is done because of Battlefield 6, but also there's two worlds colliding, and Microsoft has been struggling with Game Pass with Xbox for a long time now. So yeah, Battlefield pushed Call of Duty to change a lot of things, but let's see if they keep those changes, because that's what we always have to look after, to see if they're going to make those changes. If they don't make those changes, then it's a problem, because now it's one of those things where we are living in uncertainty when it comes to this gaming franchise. Battlefield 6 is right around the corner, so we already know that we're getting some extra maps. Everything's just looking and feeling like it's the way it should be. That's really important. So huge shout out to that for everything that's going on right now, because we couldn't do it without this whole change. And now we're living in a situation where Battlefield 6 is right around the corner. The floodwaters are about to just go right through the whole territory. Now, we'll go back to Game Pass, we'll go back to Microsoft. So the vibes from Microsoft I get is they're already talking about how they got a new CEO, and he's going to handle all this mess. But in this situation, when it's a new CEO, it's just going to be one of those CEOs that's not going to revive the Xbox. I think he's going to just dismiss and discard everything that's causing the company to lose more and more money. So this is a big, sad reality when it comes to gaming. You know, Sony knows what they're doing. They've been in the business for a long time. They had the idea of everything. Microsoft, on the other hand, had a huge amount of money given to them so quickly that they felt so empowered that they could do whatever they want. And this is the ramifications of that, because without all the professional skills that they should have had, that's what's messing everything up. You know what I mean? It's just a really bad situation right now overall. And I think it's just going to get worse before it gets better. You know, you hear about these people getting laid off. That's a huge problem, because now we're literally in the situation where we're just not dealing with the bullshit anymore. You know what I mean? We're just tired of it. So with that being said, we think we're getting what we want. We think we're getting what we want, and that remains to be seen, because let's just see what Activision is going to do. Are they going to keep their word? Meanwhile, Battlefield is showing so much promise in their maps. Just going back to the whole, kind of gives me that 2019 vibes, Modern Warfare. It's going to be weird, because as I'm playing the Black Ops 7 beta, I'm sensing like they're still trying to get us in this mindset of how the game looks and feels. Like that's what we're supposed to think Call of Duty is. Even when you watch the pro players playing a game, like they feel like they're back and this and that. They're probably like so tired of the same format, the same formula every time, over and over again. They just go along with it because they get paid a lot. So to them, a little, you know, excitement in their voice, you know, everything's all just planned so they could make views, make money, and that's that. But in all reality, I just don't feel the game like I used to anticipate the launch, or you know, when we're getting ready to pre-order. I don't feel the game that way anymore. I just don't. I feel like it's missing a huge element into what Call of Duty used to be, and it's sad. It's sad because in this day and age, we're literally stuck with this game for another year. You know, Modern Warfare 4 is going to be phenomenal. It has to be. It has to be, because with everything that's going on, it has to be that good. It's gonna. If it's not that good, then it's gonna be worse, because Battlefield 6, in my opinion, I think you don't even realize on the 10th how many people are going to be playing that game and leveling up and grinding, and it's just going to take away from more people that are playing Black Ops 7, the beta, because it's going to, what is it going to be, the second week of the beta? They're probably going to, you know they're going to give us like new maps. They're going to make us feel like it's better. The first week was like a little bit. I'm just so tired of like, here you go, here's your beta, 3 maps. They all look the same, they feel the same. Play the game, see how you like it, this and that. I feel like we're just guinea pigs at this point. We're just hamsters on a wheel, and they want to see how long we could, move the wheel. And with Battlefield, it's more like, okay, we have objectives, we have a whole destruction. Everything that's going on the map is a reminder of how chaotic it can get, you know? So, in my opinion, I think that's great. I think it's needed. You know, I watched some videos on comparisons between Black Ops 7 Destruction and Battlefield 6, and it's no contest. It's no contest. Even one of the videos, Black Ops 7 was trying to make it look as identical as they could to the Battlefield 6 when you're shooting out the windows in the cars. And, oh, a bear. A bear. I just saw a black bear. Anyways, holy shit. Yeah, we're living in a day and age where the Black Ops 7, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's the community. I'm burnt from that platform. I'm burnt from that movement. I'm burnt. Like I know the Omni movement and then the wall jumps. I'm kind of burnt from all that. Like I feel like we need a little break. I don't understand why Modern Warfare 4 didn't release instead of Black Ops 7. They needed to release Modern Warfare 4 to compete with Battlefield 6, because this is what happens. This is what happens when your mindset is on money and nothing else. Of all evils, they thought that they could make more money off of us, greed and that and the third, and look at where they're at now. They're literally struggling to try to make it back to the way it was. Seriously, they're literally struggling to try to make it back to the way it was. Not enough people are playing the game, and for good reason. Nobody wants to play the game. The people that are playing the game are getting paid to play the game, and they're trying to hype it up. They're trying to hype it up. It's not. The game is so far from the feeling that we used to feel back in the day. And to bring back the Black Ops 2 nostalgia, I thought I felt like a Black Ops 4 vibes, but then I'm like, nah, it's more like Black Ops 6 with like MW3 movement. You know what I mean? Like I just don't feel like it's. I would right now from a I think I gave it a 6.5 before. I give it like a 6 or a 5.5. I'm so my brain is on overload just trying to play the game. How fast the movement, this, that, and the third. The people that are just so good at the game supposedly have the audacity to like comment and insult and this and that. Meanwhile, I'm getting vibes that they cheating because they know where you are when you're literally found a good hiding spot, and they just shoot you from the back, and then they act like they're that good at the game. Give it up, because you're the reason why Call of Duty is losing their grip on what used to be a great game. It's because of you guys. This whole crossplay thing has gotten so out of hand that I almost feel like I don't want to play crossplay anymore, because a lot of times it is PC players, it is console players too. So with that being said, Battlefield 6, I already feel the vibes like it's gonna take us away from this grip that Call of Duty has had on us. And I know this video started out with Microsoft and everything that's going on, but those vibes, those energy levels that are projecting through what's going on in Microsoft and Activision and all this stuff, that's all a part of why this game is not so good. Because people are walking on eggshells, making sure they don't do something to lose their job. How can you, in this day and age, try to be successful when you have a company that's literally threatening to take your job away at any moment because they don't like the numbers? Get the hell out of here. Like I enjoyed my Xbox when I got the Series X. I really enjoyed it. Now I look at it and I say, you know what? It's there. It's a great Xbox. I got the very first one. I got the very first PlayStation 5. Not the first one, but you guys know what I mean. And that's it. Once something happens where I can no longer use these pieces of equipment, because we don't know what Microsoft's going to do. 1 second, they're going to say everything's open and running, and then the next second, it's all shut down. And now we can't even use it anymore. And it's just like, what? Right now I'm hearing that Sam's Club is selling the Series X clearance for $279. $270. That's a low cost. If you want the game, that's a low cost. That's a really low cost, if you ask me. That's a low cost. In my opinion, very low cost. $279. It's worth it. To have it, instead of paying $600 or $800, $279 just that. Listen, I have already said this on my last video. The Series X, in my opinion, is a solid console. It played very well. It had really cool features to it. There was a lot that they added to it that made it different. But at the same time, when these people don't put love and heart and strength into their marketing, into their studios, to make sure that the game that they promise stays as a promise. That's a problem, because now you have trust. When trust is broken, it's really hard to gain the trust back, because it takes years. You know, it takes years to break. No, it takes like 15 seconds to break trust, and it takes years to build it back up. So it's a huge defeat for the community, in my opinion. It just doesn't seem fair that because of their screw-ups, now they want to raise the prices, as if I have enough money to pay for this extra $10 for the Game Pass. So when I make this video, like, I want you guys to know that there's a part of me that is not a fan of this whole Game Pass increase. You know, and to be honest with you, I'm getting the ROG Ally X, but if for any reason it's just not what I thought it was, I'm returning it. And I'm getting my full $1,000 back, put it in my credit, and I'm done. That's it. Like, all I have is the Xbox at home, the Series X. We got 2 years before, even if they do decide to release a next-gen console. But even then, it's just like everything is just up in the air. So back to PlayStation. The issue with PlayStation 5 Pro now is this whole Unreal Engine 5. Okay, let's go back to the pisser. I remember when last gen was, even the UI on the PS4 Pro was very, very sharp. Resolution was very sharp. It was 4K. So I'm thinking that the PlayStation 5 is going to follow in the same footsteps. Nah, man, they downgraded that shit. That shit still doesn't look as good as the PlayStation 4. Power on your PlayStation 4 Pro. Look at the UI, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's crystal clear, crystal sharp. This was before the whole pandemic, because people panicked, and nobody could get everything back together to normal. So, all right, guys. So, Stealth Dragon for life. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Comment. Hit the bell notification icons. And just know that in this day and age, gaming is not certain at all. You have all this craziness going on around the world. I don't even want to get into the whole rhetoric of all that stuff, because that's just going to take away from the joy and the excitement that we could have when we watch these videos and we just talk. You know, I do read your comments. I respond to them with a like. I do read it. I don't just put the, you know, I don't just hit the thumbs up and a like. I actually read the comment first. So just know that I do read the comment. I think about what you guys say, and it's just terrible, man. It's just terrible. I hope things change. You know, I do hope that Xbox has some kind of change, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all. What I see is Xbox just imploding more and more and more, to the point where we're no longer going to have what we used to have in the Xbox ecosystem. So, all right, guys. See you guys on the next video.